This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good evening, everybody. We'll go ahead and get the meeting started. Yeah, a shot collar or something. All right, welcome again to the joint meeting for the Madison County Board of Supervisors and the Planning Commission for May 6, 2026. We will call the meeting to order. It looks like we do have a quorum, and we can go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank y'all. As a reminder, please use your microphones when speaking on the panel. If you're an audience member or general public member, please approach the podium. Actually, Kimberly, do we have a mic for the podium? And then state your name and location in the county when you give your comments, please. Tonight, it is a joint meeting, so the Planning Commission will hear the cases first. So if you're an attendee or general public, don't leave after the case because you will be heard by the Board of Supervisors following this. First line of business, we do need to adopt the agenda. Second. All right, motion's been made and seconded to adopt the agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. At this time, we'll do general public comment. This isn't case-specific for the evening, but general Madison County public comment. Seeing any? Do we have anybody online? No one? All right, seeing none. All right, our first line of new business is the adoption of the minutes from the April 1st, 2026 meeting.
Move to adopt the minutes from April 1st, 2026.
Second.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded to adopt the minutes from April 1st, 2026 as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? All right, seeing none. All right, we'll get into the public hearings then. You want to?
Nathan Cowan here. I'm going to recuse myself from participating in case number RZ-03-26-01.
Thank you, sir. And for the record, note that Mr. Cowan's stepping down from the podium. All right, case number RZ-03-26-01, Brent Lohr for a rezoning application. Nathan Webster, on behalf of Brent Lohr, has applied to rezone the parcel located at 531 Cedar Hill Road and further identified as Madison County Tax Map 40-108A from B1 with conditions to B1. The subject parcel is 3.522 acres. The purpose of the rezoning is to restore the full rights associated with B1 properties that were proffered away during a prior rezoning in February of 1991. Mr. Nichols?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So this is the property with greenscapes on it now. The rezoning document is in the packet from the 1991 rezoning, which limited the rights on that property to strictly retail sales and an agricultural supply store. So the applicant is seeking to simply rezone this property to restore all of the by right B1 uses, and it's as straightforward as that.
Thank you, sir. Any comments from the applicant at all at this? We've heard you a couple of times, I know, but.
Really no comments unless y'all have any questions about it.
Perfect. Are there any questions for the applicant on this particular case? All right, seeing none from up here, we'll go ahead and go into public comment on this specific case. Any public comment on this case? All right, seeing none. All right, does anybody want to make a?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that case number RZ-03-26-01 be recommended to the Board of Supervisors for approval. Second.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded to send case number RZ-03-26-01 to the Board of Supervisors for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, seeing none. Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move on to the second case. Case number SU-03-26-01, Shannon Lillard. This is a special use permit application. Shannon Lillard has applied for a special use permit for a pet grooming and kennel facility on property identified as Madison County Tax Map 57-28 on Good Hope Church Road. The subject parcel is 59.136 acres and is zoned A1. A kennel is a special permit use in the A1 zoning district under Madison County Code of Ordinances, Appendix 1-4-2-1 and Appendix 1-3-2-16. Mr. Nichols?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So Mrs. Lillard has applied for a kennel on this property. It is a rather large parcel, and the proposed location is illustrated on the map on the screen there. We have drafted a permit with conditions that is in your packet, which is largely the same as what was discussed at a previous workshop, minus the boarding language that was in there for discussion previously. There has been 4 public comments submitted for review. They are in the packet as well. If you haven't had a chance to read those, I encourage you to do so. And beyond that, that about sums it up.
Thank you, sir. Are there questions for Mr. Nichols before we go to the applicant? On this, did everyone have a chance to read the letters that were put into the packet? It looks like we're kind of 2 in favor and 2 with opposition. Seeing no questions for Mr. Nichols. Ms. Little, would you like to come forward?
Hi, how are you? Shannon Lillard, Madison County. Yeah, I don't have any questions. I did go around since the last meeting and try to talk to people. I do have some letters here just from, some of these are adjoining landowners, and some of them are just people that I've worked for. And I do have those in here as well, and a couple of clients that came along with me. And yeah, like I said, other than that, I don't really have any questions for you, unless you have any for me.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Ms. Lillard, are the letters new that you have for submission, or these
They're
emails?
not the same ones you have.
Okay. Would you like to submit those for the record?
Yeah, I can hand you. Do you want me to get these to you?
Yeah. And Mr. Wright, Mr. Nichols, procedurally, do we need to wait for those to be seen in the record, or are we okay to continue?
Continue, just look at them before you vote.
Okay. All right, thank you for those as well. Any questions for the applicant from the panel? Seeing none?
I actually have you addressed any of the concerns regarding the composting of the dog waste?
That's been brought up every workshop, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that is how you're going to continue.
Yeah, that's how we plan on composting. I mean, we have trash pickup now, but I don't think they handle that. I mean, so yeah, we would plan to keep composting, yeah, unless that was an issue.
I just knew it was
Yeah,
a
we
question,
had-
so.
Oh, yeah, we had horses for years. We had like 6 horses. So we've always done that with the horse manure, the pig manure. But yeah, we don't have the horses anymore, so it's less manure.
A follow-up question on the composting. Is that going to be at the same location there by the road, or will it be back?
No, we have 58 acres, so we have several places that we've, over the years, do, and then we move the places.
So it's a rotational?
Yeah, yep.
And then have y'all ever in the past had any just complaints or any of smell or drifting?
No, you would smell the deer carcasses first.
Okay. A follow-up question, just because some of the later stated location on the property, is that the location y'all are set on?
I mean, it could be a little bit flexible. We were not trying to go towards the back of the property, just because obviously the further you go back, the more expense you're gonna have on fencing and gravel, driveway and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we could be a little bit flexible, but that's where we'd like to have it.
So mainly for business costs and efficiency is the location, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious as to why that was chosen. I think most of us have driven by, and I know there's some contour there as well, so we were
Yeah.
just curious. Any additional questions for the applicant, or Mr. Nichols, on this one? We have time to kill for the letters to get back, so you'll come up with
I have
something.
a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Please,
Or
Mr. Smith.
Question. Given the comments from the public that have been submitted to the record for us to review, there seem to be some that are dealing with the business aspects. I think that's not really something that should come before our committee. If I'm not mistaken, Virginia's a caveat emptor state, so it's up to the particular clients to do their due diligence on this facility. But regarding the location of the facility, I'd really like to see a 650-foot setback put on that. That would take the facility away from the neighbors who have complained, and it certainly would, if we see a copy of the map, Alan. All righty. Great.
Do you know how
Thank
long
you.
our driveway is, Alan?
Sometime,
All right.
sometimes that gizmo works for me and sometimes not, Alan, so we'll.
Oh, thank you.
So 650 feet, try this on. 650 feet puts you to the rear of the house. So if you impose that as a setback, then you would draw, parallel to the front, more or less across
Thank you.
this way, and you would impose that as a setback to require that structures go to the rear of the house, if that were adopted. Thank you, sir.
And if we don't adopt something like that now, then it's, as a result of last year's SB 974, whatever comes before you, so long as it satisfies the ordinance, is approved. Is that correct?
I think we kind of planned on being halfway down the driveway because I want to have a fenced-in entrance where people can drive in and the front is fenced so that when you open your door, your dog can't run away. So I'm looking at having like an automated gate. So, like I said, we definitely we were thinking like halfway of the driveway. Now, we're kind of in the process of building a house too, and if we go further than that, that would be where our house is supposed to be.
Alan, can you superimpose the topo lines on this? I think that'll answer some of the questions. On this property, there are not very many level places. So,
It's rolling.
Yeah, it's really
and
hilly.
this field up here is reasonably close to level.
What's the contour interval?
20 foot.
Okay.
So you have a ridge that goes down, or a swale that goes down through this way through the property.
Yeah, level and unforested, I probably should say too, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
going
you
up a
can,
lot.
we can turn on the imagery too, and you can see what's there.
Yeah, because the field's definitely the flattest. Like, that's kind of the lowest cost construction already, no trees. Good area for the drain field. Well, septic.
But if we don't impose a setback on this SUP, then it'd be subject to just the setbacks that are in the ordinance right now.
This public hearing is your opportunity if you want to do something above and beyond what the ordinance would ordinarily require.
Great, thank you.
So if we impose the 600-foot setback, how many acres is that gonna take off the front?
I'm sure it's going to cut the property approximately in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's,
Land use rights comes in somewhere.
yeah.
Mr. Nichols, if you could, what are the setbacks in the ordinance as it stands right now? In the
It's fun-
building
I'd say
code?
It's funny you should ask me that. The setback is either, if the right-of-way is 50 feet or greater on Good Hope Church Road, then it will be 50 feet off the edge of the right-of-way. If the right-of-way is narrower than 50 feet, it will be 100 feet or more off the center line of said right-of-way. Now, I could be wrong, but if memory serves, Good Hope Church Road is a 30-foot prescriptive right-of-way. And so, you know, in that case, it would be 85 feet off the edge of the right-of-way. It's just what the normal setback would be. But again, I'll have to double-check there, but I'm pretty sure from other applications, that's what that is.
And 85 feet,
But it's either or, one of those two.
we're looking pretty much right on the edge of that kind of mow line there, the darker green.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
if
won't
you want,
make
if
you
you want to see what that looks like.
Measure it again, but. And a question for the applicant, Ms. Leonard, have y'all done a site plan yet or hired a contractor to?
We've been interviewing contractors, and yeah, that's kind of what most of the plan has been for the kennel to be up front, but we're like we're thinking 200 to 300 feet off the road. Like I said, because I want to allow a lot of room for like fenced yard there in front, and then our house is going to be behind that, or at least that's the plan so far, or was the plan. If you don't monkey wrench it, look.
Mr. Chairman, of course, these are estimates, but you've got approximately 50 feet, approximately 85 feet on the two lines up here. So, but both of those put you squarely in the front field. Mr. Smith's recommendation of 650 puts you behind the rear of the home there.
And just, so to confirm, you're saying your estimate right now is between 200 and 300 feet off of the road?
Yes, yes.
What are you thinking this building's gonna look like? It's not real germane, but are you thinking like cinder block with chain link, barbed wire at the top, like a dog jail, or something more fitting with the community?
More like a barn dominium, like an agricultural building, on a concrete slab. Yeah, windows, door, heating and air conditioning, much like a house, you know.
The setback, I'm trying to think of other cases where we've imposed a greater setback, and I can't think of any, and I don't know if this is the place. It's hidden in the woods.
Right.
You can't really see it that well. Most people are gonna go going by lawfully at 40 or 45. So they're not even gonna notice the thing, and I don't see any traffic, and I go through there all the time. I just don't see it as an issue. And there's always gonna be people that dissent and the manure or whatever, seems to always be an issue, but it seems like you kinda got a plan, so. And if that's acceptable by the health department, then that's out of our hands.
And I gotta agree with Clay. I mean, I don't wanna see this piece of property, putting it back 600 feet, helping to destroy this piece of property. It could be good for something in the future. And I mean, you can ride around the county and look at several ones that's been approved, and you can see them from the road. You're not gonna see this from the road. I just think that's cutting that piece of property up too bad, doing it like that.
We also do have that section where the woods, it's under forestry use, so we would most likely have to interrupt that.
All right, further questions for the applicant or Mr. Nichols on? All right, thank you. We'll go to public comment at this point, seeing no other questions. All right, so public comment for this specific case. If you have public comment or questions, or not questions, comment, sorry, feel free to approach the podium. No one online either. All right. So discussion then, it seems like from us, was just for the setbacks. I kind of agree with Mr. Smith's first one that, I don't know if it's really our right to impose business decisions on a applicant. However, since they were stated, I think it did warrant discussion. Do we think that we should put any type of 200 to 300 has been mentioned? Should that be listed, or should we just do it as the ordinance states today? I see head shaking, so let's just do it as it's, yep, okay. All right, any final questions or comments on this one before? All right, does anyone have a, go ahead, mister.
I move that case number SU-03-26-01 be recommended for to the Board of Supervisors as presented.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded to present case number SU-03-26-01, the special use permit for Ms. Lillard as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? All right, seeing none. Quick point of order, are we going to go through this one now before going to the board? All right, we'll go ahead and, you'll have to bear with a little bit of a conversation, general public, sorry. Case number ZOA-02-26-01, amendment of R3 zoning ordinance and establishment of an R4 zoning district. In accordance with direction given by Board of Supervisors, amendments have been proposed to Article 7 of the Madison County zoning ordinance for the purpose of preserving and clearly defining open space, clarifying and lowering density, and separating higher intensity development into new zoning district. Mr. Nichols, any?
Mr. Chairman, I'd say this is as previously discussed, with the exception of the one amendment that was made to the statement of intent for R3, which centered around the last sentence there: an R3 zone shall only be established where public water and sewer facilities are available or are programmed for extension concurrent with development. We made this language consistent with the language that already existed for the proposed R4 dwelling. So other than that, it is as previously presented.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other comments or feedback from the panel on this particular one? I guess public feedback or comment on this one as well? Okay, at this point, we'll go to public comment on this particular case, on the R3, R4. None? Man, all right, one of these days. All right, seeing none, any further discussion?
Yeah, I agree that open space is a good thing, but here's what bothers me. Let's say, for instance, that I owned 100 acres of land, and I decide to take my 100 acres of land and develop it, change the zoning on it to R3 to where I could develop it myself. Now, I've paid taxes on that 100 acres for 35 years. That's how long I've owned a piece of land. Now, all of a sudden, 40 acres of it ain't worth anything to me. 40% open space takes 40 acres away from 100. So I got 40 acres there that I get nothing out of. I just got to give it up. I agree that open space is okay, but I think 40 acres, 40% is the wrong number. You're going to have a piece there that who's going to maintain that and who's going to take care of it? You can't use it. So the homeowners association is going to have to pay a whole lot more money to keep that maintained. And what about the taxes on that 40 acres? Is that going to go away? We're not going to collect any taxes on it anymore because it's a common area? I just think that's some real concerns. I'm not against open space. It's the same thing if you had 10 acres and you got to give up 4 acres. You can only put 6 houses there. You got to give up 4 acres. You got a 4-acre piece of land that's going to sit there. We can put some swing sets on it or something, but can't do anything with it. That's all I got to say. I just think 40% is too much, but I'm just one person.
Thanks, Pete. Ms. Cowan?
I'll just respond to that, and I agree. I see where you're coming from, Pete, with that. But I mean, if you look at a 3-acre, typical A1 piece of property, it's got one approved use, one dwelling, by right, and I think having a large part of undeveloped land is part of development.
Thank you, Ms. Cowan. Any other comments on this one? All right. Does anyone want to make a
Mr.
motion?
Chair, I move that case number Zulu Oscar Alpha 022601, amendment to R3 zoning ordinance and establish of R4 zoning district be submitted to the Board of Supervisors for their approval.
Second.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded to send case number ZOA-02-26-01 to the Board of Supervisors for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
One opposed for the record? Mr. Elliott? Did you as well? I'm sorry. Oh, you just, okay, sorry. All right. Upcoming workshops, I'll let y'all read through that one on your time. At this point, we could do general public comment again, one more opportunity for general public comment. All right, no one online as well. All right, anything else, Mr. Nichols, or anyone from, any other closing comments from the planning commission members? All right, seeing, nope. Go ahead, Mr. Elliott.
I got concerned of something I see, Alan, that I'm concerned or curious about. I know back some time ago when we decided that we were gonna put 6 lots on a driveway on a road. My understanding was that someone from the county had to sign off on that road when they turned it in to design it. Someone had to sign off on it and approve that road, that it met a certain standard. Am I correct or am I wrong?
I believe you're correct, and I would encourage you to make an appointment and come talk to the E&S program administrator and myself, and we can unpack that with you.
Okay, I'm just curious, because I see these little roads going in and 5 and 6 houses being built, and 1 car can go down it, that's it. No ditches, no shoulders, no nothing.
And point of privilege, ma'am, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Elliott, and this is pending our agenda review. I've talked to Supervisor Snyder about this. We'll have this placed on the agenda for Tuesday's meeting next week to talk about private roads and the standards and design and see if there's any additional direction the board wants to give staff.
Thank you, Mr. Wickler.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right.
All right, thank you very much. I'll call the Madison County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Let the record show that we do have a quorum with Supervisor Sharman absent. So the first order of business would be the adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda
No,
from
sir.
the board, staff? No?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Very well, entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Very well, we have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, opposed nay. All right, motion carries. Okay, with general public comment, we, same as the planning commission does, we'll do a general public comment at the beginning and at the end of our meeting, just not necessarily, delve into the case, but is there any general public comment? Very well, public comment is closed. So we have 3 public hearings. The first case is RZ-03-26-01, Brent Lohr rezoning application. Nathan Webster, on behalf of Brent Lohr, has applied to rezone the parcel located at 531 Cedar Hill Road and further identified as Madison County Tax Map 40-108A from B1 with conditions to B1. The subject parcel is 3.522 acres. The purpose of the rezoning is to restore the full rights associated with B1 properties that were proffered away during a prior rezoning action in February of 1991. So, Mr. Nichols, you got anything to add to that? Nothing
No, sir,
we
only if you have
haven't heard
questions.
already. All right, very well. To the applicant,
Anything further to add to that? All right. Very well. To the general public, any public comment on this case? Very well. We'll end public comment, and we come back to the board for further discussion or a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to comment. Turn my mic on. No, Mr. Chairman, I think this is fairly straightforward. And I will say that this is a growing business. I've dealt with them several times in the past 3 years. They do superb work, competitive prices. This is the kind of businesses we want in Madison, and we want growing in Madison. And I think that this is I'm glad that we can do this so that that property doesn't become vacant and unused, which I could see that happening.
Yeah.
So certainly this is something that's good for the county.
Very well. Any further discussion from the board or a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve case number RZ-03-26-01, the rezoning application.
Second.
Very well. We have a motion and a second to approve case number RZ-03-26-01. Is there any further discussion? Very well. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, the next case, SU-03-26-01, Shannon Lillard, special use permit application. Shannon Lillard has applied for a special use permit for a pet grooming and kennel facility on property identified as Madison County Tax Map 57-28 on Good Hope Church Road. The subject parcel is 59.136 acres per GIS and is zoned A1. A kennel is a special permit use in the A1 zoning district under Madison County Code of Ordinances, Appendix 1, 4-2-1, and Appendix 1, 3-2-16. Mr. Nichols, anything further?
Nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
All right, any questions for Mr. Nichols?
Yes, sir.
Up here, okay. To the applicant, any further comment from the applicant? No, sorry. All right, very well. We'll go to the public. Is there any public comment on this case? All right, hearing none, we come back to the board for further discussion or motion.
I'd like to, Mr. Chairman, make one comment on the waste disposal. And that is, I've done some digging around in the last couple of days, and I know that you have said that you wanted to do some composting of the feces. And it seems that VDAX has no jurisdiction, Department of Health has none. DEQ would if you were certain eligible for this. But they do not recommend that you would compost this stuff. The best thing to do would just be to put it in a bag and take it down to the landfill. That's what they recommend. I checked with Madison Companion Animal that they do the same thing, so that seems to be probably the correct way to do that.
Yes, sir.
I just have a quick comment. I love the letters that you brought in today, but it's and I see you run a good business from other letters, but to have them submitted this late is kind of, the public doesn't see that, and I think we should probably have a cutoff for letters that put in the packet. Just my opinion. I don't know if there's any protocol for that or not, but.
I know that in the past, we have accepted written letters as of the date of the public hearing when they come, but certainly we can discuss whatever you like.
And I think I remember hearing, I wasn't here for it, but Cress Ray, I think they got read into the record was the way through it on that one, so that's also an option.
Mr. Chairman, one last comment. One neighbor did get in touch with me today by phone and said that one of your neighbors, Danny and Lori Kriegler, wanted me to say out in the open that they wholeheartedly are in favor of this.
All right, very well. I think, yeah, you're right. You're right, Mr. Wright. On that, we've got 2 letters, and then we've got 4 pages of petition of support. So I tell you what, I'm going to read the 2 letters into the record in keeping with the way, because I don't think we have anything that says we can't accept input after such a time. But so let's do that. Dated January 28th, 2026. I'm writing in response to Shannon Lillard's permit application. I've taken my dogs to Shannon for many years for grooming and boarding. She has always done an excellent job on grooming, and my dogs are always well cared for when boarded. She is a huge asset to the dog community. She is knowledgeable and highly trained at her profession as a dog groomer. I have recommended her to multiple friends and family, and they have always had great results and have returned to her for the dog's needs. Please allow her the special use permit, Susie Donald, on Glebe Road, 10125 Glebe Road. And then we got one from April McDonald Ryder with a Y at 12150 Octonia Road. To whom it may concern, I'm writing to express my full and enthusiastic support for Shannon Lillard as she seeks approval for a special permit to provide pet grooming and boarding services. Having entrusted my dog, Andy, to her care many times, I can personally attest to her exceptional skill, professionalism, and deep compassion for the animals she works with. What sets Shannon Lillard apart is not just her technical expertise in grooming, but the genuine love and attention she gives each animal. Excuse me. She consistently goes above and beyond to ensure that Andy feels safe, calm, and comfortable, something that is especially important to me as a pet owner. Andy is always happy to see her, which speaks volumes about the level of trust, kindness, and gentle handling she provides. In addition to grooming, her boarding services have been nothing short of outstanding. She cares for Andy as if he were her own, providing not only the essentials, but also the affection, the reassurance, and companionship that pets need when they are away from home. It is incredibly reassuring to know that my dog is with someone who treats him with the same love and attention that I do. Her workspace is always spotless, organized, and designed with animal safety and comfort in mind. She demonstrates a high level of responsibility, attention to detail, and understanding of proper animal handling practices. These qualities make her more than qualified to operate under the conditions required for this special permit. Shannon Lillard is a tremendous asset to the pet owners in our community, and her dedication to the well-being of the animals she serves is truly unmatched. I wholeheartedly support her application and strongly encourage approval of her request. She exemplifies the professionalism, integrity, and compassion that any regulatory body should be proud to endorse. Please feel free to contact me should you have any needs additional information. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, April McDowell Ryder. And then we have the 4 pages of petition of support. So that is what we just received. So is there any further discussion from the board on this issue?
One comment.
Yes, sir.
Just to make the meeting go longer, because I don't want to go home too early tonight.
Yeah.
This question is maybe for Mr. Wright, and this is a whole issue of late submitted information. If we're conducting these meetings according to our established rules and protocols, which gives time for public input, if we restricted and disallowed late information such as this information, wouldn't that be bordering very closely to the suppression of free speech?
So I was just looking at our bylaws, which says if somebody wants it appended to the package, then they need to submit it 5 days before, and that's really just to give staff time to prepare it. I don't think, I'm inclined to agree with you. I mean, we have public comment where people are absolutely here the night of to do it. I would personally not be in favor of not considering letters just because they were not sent within the 5 days. That would be my advice on it. And then I think if there's a request for it to be read, we can worry sort of about the mechanics of how we deal with it. Or if we read them all, or if we just say, hey, we're considering these, I think we can worry about that as on an individual basis.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking not consider it, it would go into the packet post-meeting.
Sure.
For public comment, or for public viewing.
Oh, yeah.
They will become part of the record, yeah.
They'll definitely become part of the record. I don't think we would probably go out and, would we change the packet on the website after it's already voted on?
They usually go in the minutes.
They would go in the minutes.
They get attached, yeah. We give them, I know that Ms. Turner takes them all the time. She always asks me for them to go into the minutes.
But we would certainly have them in a way for public viewing.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So before I ask for a motion on this case, I'd just like to say that I am in complete agreement with Mr. Nichols' package, talking about how this special use permit is in compliance with Article 14-4-2 of our ordinance and with our comprehensive plan. So thank you for a very thorough packet there, and I agree that it is in compliance. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I would also like to thank Mr. Nichols for getting a sign out there, as requested to, it was nice to see, the public had, no excuse like to say.
I'm
if
glad
they
you
did.
noticed.
I like that, thank you.
Didn't have any
Moving forward
shotgun
with that.
holes in it or anything?
We'll find out tomorrow when I
Okay.
pick it up.
Very well. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion regarding this case.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve case ZOA-02-26-01.
SU. We're on a special use permit.
Sorry.
still.
Mr. Chairman, I stand corrected. I move to approve case number SU-03-26-01 as submitted by the Planning Commission.
Very well, we have a motion? Second. And a second. Any further discussion? Other than Mike trying to get us out of here quicker than before. Very well, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
I did
Opposed,
that for
nay.
Hannon.
Okay, very well. Motion carries. All right, on to case number ZOA-02-26-01, amendment of R3 zoning ordinance and establishment of R4 zoning district. In accordance with direction given by the Board of Supervisors, amendments have been proposed to Article 7 of the Madison County zoning ordinance for the purpose of preserving and clearly defining open space, clarifying and lowering density, and separating higher intensity development into a new zoning district. Anything further to add, Mr. Nichols?
Haven't I spoken enough on this one?
Yeah, yeah. That was just rhetorical. Okay. Is there any public comment on this case? All right, hearing none, public comment is closed. We'll come back to the board for further discussion or a motion.
Mr. Chairman, just want to give a shout out to Mr. Nichols and Mr. Smith, who worked diligently on this for some time and did the preparatory work to submit to the Planning Commission for consideration, and they have also expedited this proposal, which, as we all know, is very important for us to guide the growth in this county the way that we, that basically aligns with our philosophy and our comprehensive plan. And I know that with what's been going on and will be going on in the General Assembly with land use and local control, this is something that we need to continue to stay on as we progress through this next year. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Nichols. Excellent job.
Further discussion from the board? Yeah, I agree. That was, and it was a compressed timeline too, so I appreciate it, yeah. Very well, hearing no more discussion, could I get a motion regarding this case?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we approve case number Z0A-02-26-01, the amendment of R3 zoning ordinance and establishment of an R4 zoning district.
I'll second.
Very well, we have a motion and a second to approve ZOA-02-26-01. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Thank you. In old business, we have no old business, all right? No new business, no information correspondence unless there's something from the board. Back to general public comment. What do we got back there? Nothing? All right. Very well. We have no closed session, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second to adjourn. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.